My personal view, the view I've had since I entered politics nearly 20 years ago now, is that prohibition isn't working. It's demonstrably not working. I don't think marijuana's, something righteous at all. It's just another psychotropic drug. But our attitude to it is very different from other psychotropic drugs. Other psychotropic drugs we embrace, regulate, control, manage, more or less. Yet in marijuana we've got a sort of, if we shut it out, then maybe it'll go away. And it isn't going to. We've just not grown up around that drug very well at all. New Zealand as a whole is a little behind. I think we're lagging behind in general. In other words, I don't think it's just in medicinal use. We've had trouble enough getting Sativex here, I can tell you. And here's a thoroughly safe, tested pharmaceutical product that everyone was umming and ahhing over. And I said, well, bugger it. It's just, we've got to make it available to the population, under whatever conditions are decided as reasonable by doctors. So get on with it. In my 20 years of Parliament, we haven't had a Parliament that would entertain partial decriminalisation for small amounts. You can't deny Sativex to a population because it comes from marijuana. So it's the old story about how we've apparently closed our minds to marijuana as politicians, when that's a dumb thing to do. I don't believe in the legalisation of marijuana, in case anyone's in any doubt, but I think the partial decriminalisation of marijuana is a very important step, one that this country should take and one that we have not taken yet. And partial decriminalisation is a big long word which basically says it's still illegal, guys, but if you've got a small amount, you're going to get fined and you're not going to have your life blighted. Well, speaking on behalf of this or that constituent who has used marijuana following an accident, finds marijuana good or useful for them, some of those people live absolutely straight up lives, and they have this other part of their life, which is that they're out either buying it or growing it. The thing that we've got wrong is that we've got only one point of view represented in our law, and that makes the law an ass. Even the precursors of P are used widely in society. So no one ought to think that I'm a liberal on drugs in general. I'm all for more tobacco control. We've got liquor control coming up, and I'll be taking a more conservative position on it than the current law. But in marijuana, we've got it wrong because we've said that we must pretend that it doesn't exist, and it's a really junk way to have a law. It's wrong. Anyone can bring a drug to New Zealand and put it on sale, so long as it's been through MedSafe, which is our little gatekeeper. And the situation with Sativex is that it hasn't provided all the information that it needs to MedSafe. There's no particular doubt that it is able to, or that the company will be able to. As a result, it's only available in a limited way. I think it's a fraction better. I think it's up to about 7 or something.
7
users. The reason is that that's where it's up to in the registration process. In hopes that Sativex will be available through a GP in a matter of a few more months or another year or two perhaps. It depends a little on both the drug company and on MedSafe. So it's in New Zealand on a restricted basis. I am surprised that if we take opium as the beginner, we are able to use all manner of opiates in our society. We use them very carefully, and certainly you can't grow them because opium is a narcotic. It's a very strong drug. But we've got a view about opiates in the form of heroin, that it's bad, in the form of morphine, that it's good, and yet when it comes to marijuana, it's somehow all bad, and that's wrong. That means that we're not using that part of the plant spectrum to make our lives better. If we were to do that, then several things would happen at once. You'd get rid of all the drug rings, you'd reduce police time, you'd reduce anxiety on these stroke people I'm telling you about, you would have some medical advantage, I'm sure, and you would still have a significant level of control on the drug, besides which you could then research it and talk freely about it.